Hello, modern traditional world. What's up? This isn't actually going to be the official introduction to the modern traditional YouTube channel. This is actually because before I could get to the actual official introduction, something came up on my newsfeed that I felt warranted a comment from modern traditional lady. Apparently, Stephen A. Smith, who is known for making certain controversial statements, should I say, has recently been attacked again for making a statement. And this particular statement that I wanted to take the time and comment on was one in which he said to the women in his family and to other women that they should not provoke a man into anger. That as a man, whenever someone in his family is abused and asks him to come out there and and stand up for her, the one thing that he asks of her is that she not provoke a situation. In other words, he'll come out there and he'll save you, but don't create a pattern where you're provoking the man, right? Okay, so never once did he say that it was acceptable for the man to put his hands on the woman. He didn't say that at all. All he said was there are situations where women have provoked a man into anger knowingly and stood back and watched the flames erupt. That's all he was saying. He is asking women who do this to be held accountable for their actions. Because yes, the man is wrong for putting his hands on a woman. But a modern traditional lady is not going to stand by for that type of behavior. A modern traditional lady has no reason to provoke her man. She's not going to get into his face. She's not going to wave her hands. You know how I've seen it. I know you've seen it. A lot of you have. They get their hands in the guy's face and they're like yelling and they're pushing, anything possible to provoke him, because these type of women, because don't get me wrong, this is definitely not every situation where abuse is taking place. This is not the case. But there are women who have done this. I know of a woman who pulled a knife on a man and expected him not to do anything. Meanwhile, their two kids are like in the other room. Why would you ever say that she didn't do anything wrong? We cannot stand by and act like men are always 100% the only one who is wrong. Women are capable of making mistakes, okay? And it's acceptable for Mr. Stephen Smith and anyone else to tell a woman, please, don't put yourself in those situations. Yes, you are accountable whenever you are provoking a man to anger. Everybody has a trigger. And if you knowingly continue to push a man, knowing that he may end up erupting in anger, then yes, you are wrong as well. Both of you are wrong. He's wrong for not exiting, and you're wrong if you trapped him in a corner and try to provoke him until he hits you. You're both wrong, because apparently there was some kind of reward you were thinking about in the end situation. And in particular, the way Stephen Smith broke it down was that if he gets called out to protect a female relative of his, is she trying to be the damsel in distress? Is that the damsel in distress syndrome? Is that what she has? That is a possibility. If a woman is continually returning back into an abusive situation and then calls out her male relatives to come and rescue and sweep her away. Now, don't get me wrong. There are situations where the family needs to come out and protect her. I know for a fact there was a young lady in Lafayette, Louisiana, actually Carencro, Louisiana, who was kidnapped by her significant other. And she had not provoked him. Now, yes, there are a lot of women who are in those types of situations, but there's equally enough women who are not in those types of situations. They are provoking a man into anger. That's totally different, and I don't want you guys confusing the two, okay? These need to be separated. So when someone like Stephen A. Smith is saying the women who provoke men are wrong, he is not equating the woman who provokes a man with the woman who genuinely is being abused without participating in it, such as the young lady from Carencro, Louisiana, who was kidnapped, okay? Those are two totally different populations of women. And it's time that we acknowledge that there are women out there who are doing wrong. It is possible in life for a woman to make a mistake. We need to stop this culture of always saying that the woman is a victim and the man is always the assailant, because that's not the situation. Women are humans. Women are capable of abusing. Women are capable of provoking a man and doing wrong and being malicious. This is very possible. But a modern traditional lady will not participate in that type of behavior. So this goes out to the men and the women. If you find yourself in a situation that is hostile, whether it be verbally abusive, manipulative abusive, because there is a different type of abuse. There's this manipulation abuse that people do, typically through children and finances. They manipulate you and they hold on to you and they control you through those things. Okay, that's another type of abuse. If you're in that type of situation, if the abuse is physical, it is possible for a woman to hit a man, whether or not she's hurting you. If she's beating you, it's abuse. Okay, so men and women, if you find yourself in any of these three forms of abuse, and the individual, let me stop. Okay, I was about to say maybe they can go to counseling and heal. I'll be honest with you. Most of the time, the person who's emotionally abusing you, physically abusing you, or abusing you through manipulation, chances are this is a habit. This is a deep-rooted, seated emotional problem. Chances are they're not going to change. But if you want to give them a little bit of chance to change, maybe their first attempt at counseling, something. I understand that, about, especially when you got kids, you're not wanting to walk away right away. I understand. But recognize that chances are they won't change, okay? Get out of the unhealthy situation for your sanity and for the kids that you were taking care of. Whether or not you have kids, you still should get out, okay? This goes to the men and the women. Because if you are not taking care of yourself, how can you take care of your dependents? Unhealthy relationships are not good. Get out. Bottom line. If you stay, you've accepted your situation. That's the choice that you have made. Don't go out seeking pity. Don't go out seeking people to please understand you and listen to you, because it's unfair to others. It's emotionally draining for a person for you to love someone in your family or friend and see them continually going through the same cycle again and again. It's draining on our part, and we have to protect ourselves too. So we ask that you protect you and us from the emotional stress of watching you go through these things. Handle yourselves appropriately. That's the word from Modern Traditional Lady this evening. You guys have a good night.